I come from a great home. As a child growing up, I had a lot of love, which is going to make the rest of my story that much more remarkable where I ended up. When you're an addict, you kind of pull away from your family values. You become something that you're really not.
Sound speeds?
DJ interview, take one.
Mark it.
My name's DJ. And my real name's Dwayne Johnson, and I'm not The Rock, but that's what they call me. There was a lot of pressure put on me from the get. You know, when I was very young, my brother passed away with spinal meningitis. I think my dad had looked upon me as what he would have done with my brother, maybe. I grew up playing Little League. My parents were hard on me about perfection with sports. My dad was a coach. I put a lot of pressure on myself because of that. As popular as I may have been, I still found a need to always be accepted. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I wasn't. I had to be somebody else. I think drugs helped me get through that and sometimes feel better about myself. I was excelling at sports. I was being scouted by the Cubs. I always wanted to be a pro baseball player, and I was this close. It was more important to me to get high. All the things that I never wanted to be, I became. I hurt a lot of people, mainly my family, and my mother was scared of me. My mother was physically scared of her own son. I was just going to get drugs, and I was yelling at her to get money because I had to use that night. And I had to try to take from her. It was, oh my God. Sorry. Whew. I mean, this is what drugs do to you, man. I love my mom and dad, but I didn't care at that moment about what that woman was feeling. I was getting worse and worse. I was stealing from people, just being a bad guy, man. You know, it finally came to fruition, and I had to go to prison. That was the scariest day of my life for my parents, for me. As tough as I thought I was. So when I got out, my dad had cancer, and I think because of my dad getting ready to pass, I knew it was coming. I knew he was sick. I ended up, you know, going back out and started using cocaine again, and probably more than I ever did before. When he passed, it was tough to watch. To the day he closed his eyes, he was still worried about if I was going to be all right. And that hit me hard. That makes drugs a very powerful thing. To the point where you come from where I come from, the family that I come from, and still end up the way I did is, I was homeless, I was penniless, and I was walking to Walmart, which is about 5 miles away in the dead of winter, to try to steal something so I could get money. That night, me and my wife now, we just looked at each other and we said, what are we doing? I've had enough. And I was at a meeting the next day, and I went there straight for 90 days. But my first year of recovery was really just coming out of the fog and getting who I was and what I wanted to do. And I started taking responsibility for who I was. And I never done that in my entire life. I am now a college graduate with honors. I got married. I have a home. I have a job that I love. I run the Babe Ruth program. I absolutely love coaching kids. I love it. I love watching them grow. I hope that they can see where I came from. You know, you're feeling alone. You're feeling like you can't make it or you can't change or people are telling you that. That's not true. It's not true at all. I mean, you can change. You can do whatever you want, man. I mean, I went back to college at 48 years old. Everybody and everything is capable of becoming an addict or affecting you, no matter who you are. There is hope.